Anchorman 2, The Legend of Using 52 Seconds of My Time on Vanity Logos.
However, we won't begin our tale here.
But if you had started it here, you could have also finished here very quickly. And at that point, you might have asked yourself the question, did we even need to make this sequel in the first place 9 years after the original?
Ron Burgundy!
Scene does not contain a Kendrick Lamar.
That lady's got an ass like the Loch Ness Monster.
Because no one can prove its existence? I don't think that's how you seduce a lady.
Hey, when you got an ass like the North Star. Because
it's so big sailors use it to navigate by? Why are we saying such horrible things about Christina Applegate?
It was a time before cell phones and steroids.
Steroids have been used by athletes since the 50s, so are we saying this is a prequel?
The tooth fairy's exposed breasts made the child uncomfortable.
Is a line being spoken in the first 2 minutes of this movie?
Andre the Giant gave a surprisingly nimble foot rub.
I see we've already started with the repetition of humorous concepts from the first movie, and I don't feel like cataloging every single one, so let's just add them all now. 135! That's a lot, but I'm glad someone took the time to count them all up and didn't just make up a big number as a joke. That would be unethical. Also, why the hell were you surprised that Andre would give a nimble foot rub? Dude was an athlete.
We could be getting the nightly news, Ron.
I'm hyperventilating.
Yes,
Premature hyperventilation.
I'm laughing like a ventriloquist dummy.
You are.
Mistaking a clear Paul Lynde impression for a ventriloquist dummy. And yes, I know that's a 60-year-old reference now, but for Ron, that was like yesterday, and he should know better.
This is a very demanding job.
Dragging Indiana Solo into this mess.
You are the worst Anchorman I have ever seen.
Pretending it's this easy to figure out which Anchorman is the worst Anchorman. I'll let you decide if that's because they are both so good or both so bad. Hint, these movies.
You and I were partners, sweetheart, and when something good happens to me, it also happens to you.
Men after finishing.
That's ridiculous! It clearly just happened to you!
Women after men after finishing.
Life isn't a fairy tale. It's not a bunch of jumping rope and grabbing ass.
My parents getting me the wrong Brothers Grimm collection.
Hello and welcome to the 310 Dolphin Show at SeaWorld.
These poor planners who chose the brightest and hottest part of the day to do the outdoor dolphin show. That's a morning or evening slot, you imbeciles. Also, SeaWorld.
Look, they're swimming and doing tricks. Folks, what do you expect? They're dolphins.
Ron would be excellent at cetacean sins.
Think you're so smart with your secret language, you just fart out of the top of your head.
The crowd boos Ron after he insults a dolphin, but not after he sexually harasses two world-class trainers. Yay, movies!
My name is Freddie Shapp.
Discovering a person post-attempted suicide, walking with them to a diner, then ordering food together, then waiting for the food to show up, and then introducing yourself.
We're starting a 24-hour news channel.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Making Ron Burgundy say something I agree with. Putting Trivial Pursuit cards at your diner tables. Look, I love the Cracker Barrel golf tee nonsense as much as the next guy. But games at an eating place are just begging to be unattended fecal transfer repositories. You won't catch me handling used TP.
I've got the best damn news team in the world. I just have to find them.
Doing a putting the team together cliche with a team that was already put together in the last movie.
There's a used Band-Aid in my coleslaw.
Trying to improve coleslaw.
Said, Ed, you dirty.
No liquid enters the straw. I wanted to believe he drank from a straw, but it's all a lie, and the movie's ruined.
Is that bad?
Chicken of the cave.
No, that was clearly a body of a raven or some sort, and this movie can't even use the correctly shaped, cheaply made dummy props.
Not a wine guy, but I know you gotta keep it hot.
This movie's sense of humor is often just to say things that are patently false and then expecting us to laugh. Expectations fail.
Well, Brian, we're getting the news team back together again.
And we're using a full quarter of the movie's runtime to do it.
We all love Brick.
We did not.
In 6 years of working at the station, he never cashed a paycheck.
If he never cashed a check, he never had money. So how did Brick do Brick things? Even as an idiot, he needs the basics.
It's hard for me to believe that he is God.
Look, I can take the Brick as a complete idiot thing as far as the movie wants me to. But if Brick is a moron, how did everyone think he was dead for over a year? He certainly isn't smart enough to fake his death on purpose or even accidentally. And why is he here? What avenue would have led him to see his own death notice but not make accidental contact with someone who knew him? It's like the movie doesn't even care about this shit and is just trying to be weird and silly. Also, it is insane that they reunited and were road tripping at the same time as Brick's bullshit funeral.
Why did you take it from us?
Movie continues to think that simply yelling is inherently funny to most people, and I hate that the movie is probably right. The amount of time that this RV is obviously traveling without a driver is probably an indication that it needs to be taken to a mechanic to get its disbelief suspension checked.
I can't, don't let me, Ron!
Steve Carell can't help but make funny noises and weird faces as he attempts to stop himself from making funny noises and weird faces cliche.
Ron, why do you have this bag of bowling balls in this terrarium filled with scorpions?
Like most awards bait movies, movie is willing to ask the tough questions but refuses to give any solid answers. Movie f***s itself and climaxes at the 23-minute mark. Also, there is no skid or roll that creates the multiple distinct and different inertia paths of all these objects at the same time. Every piece of matter should be moving in the same direction concurrently, instead of choosing the most comedically beneficial path independently.
Well, that is gonna make one hell of a story.
It has zero impact on the story and is never mentioned again.
You know what they call it, right? All the way Yahweh.
Stealing the totally rad name of my evangelical youth group growing up.
Hello, Mr. Burgundy.
Oh, black. You're black.
Jesus, just stop, Ron.
I'm terribly sorry. I don't know why I can't stop saying black. The word black.
Deciding to do the racial version of the Austin Powers mole joke when it was barely funny a full 9 years before this.
A black man follows me everywhere when it's sunny.
Actually, I think that's your shadow, Rick.
Explaining your jokes, which this movie does a lot. Like this joke will peter on for another 3 or 4 lines of explaining it because the movie thinks it has to mine tirelessly for humor instead of just trusting the joke to begin with.
Is this for real, Freddie?
Linda, I'm sorry.
Just when I'm starting to question the whole process of sending a movie this silly, the movie itself has a character react to these idiots seriously, as if they too understand how ridiculous this is. Thank you, movie. I now feel justified in everything I have done and will continue to do to you. Thinking Brick needed a briquette to really start a fire, when all it does is double the screen time of a side character that is best in small doses. This would be like taking the Minions and giving them their own movie.
I like the place between your head and your body.
Skip? And the director said, let's continue that lame joke about New York being the Big Apple because of all the apple trees, just on the off chance that anyone hasn't realized yet that we are all assholes. Also, not even attempting to wipe the bird shit off of a tree fruit.
Sitting here with your wife. We make love.
That man won an Oscar.
Ron, do you even know what a psychologist is?
F*** you. Wasting your PG-13 single F word by whispering it in the most boring scene in the movie.
I don't see what the big deal is, you know? He's not that great.
You literally called him
absolutely magnificent
yesterday, and I'm beginning to question this movie's commitment to character consistency.
He said you're not that great.
Brick!
I see this yelling across the room bit will continue, and none of the people in the room will be annoyed by it to any accurate degree.
Shouldn't you be doing her makeup?
But that movie isn't even out yet. Movie will never reckon with Burgundy's ability to see into the damn future.
Why did you make that bet, Ron? We've got the graveyard shift. We don't have a chance.
Chill out, Fantana. He's just following trope math. The more unwinnable the bet, the more tension and dramatic exhilaration that can be milked out of it later. Movies have been doing it for years.
It's a huge mess. Damn, is it cool.
The Pacific Rim movies.
Today's top story, Mount St. Helens.
There it is. The movie has made the grave error of placing itself directly in the year 1980. Now I have to give retroactive sins for Trivial Pursuit, which wasn't sold until 1982, and Brick quoting a Ghostbusters movie that won't be out for a few more years. You played yourself, movie.
How are they going to keep coming up with this stuff?
My guess is they'll probably be scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Thinking that scraping the bottom of the barrel was the lowest that news channels could stoop to. 2013, you are missed.
That we live in the greatest country God ever created.
Scene does not contain a Jeff Daniels giving an Aaron Sorkin speech to some students. Getting too much office in my Anchorman, and yet still not enough to make it watchable.
Get your filthy hands off of her!
Excuse me, sir!
It really is like it took the loud noises moment from the first movie and said, but what if the whole movie?
She is a goddess among women!
Johnny will be fired for this, and Brick will not. And the sin is that no one takes this movie's cogent and powerful takes on sexism in the workplace seriously. There was never a moment during that ruckus when anyone even came close to tearing her shirt. Sudden maternity flap is sudden.
Little did they know they were changing the course of broadcast history forever.
Narrating at me 45 minutes into the movie because I forgot to send your ass for it earlier. Appreciate the assist.
As well as a look at the 50 greatest jais of the 20th century.
Son of a bitch!
GNN is launching a new format, and no one on the executive team was on site during the first full 24-hour cycle. No one there to monitor how things are going, especially for Ron's team.
Whammy! 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 Whammy!
Excitement? Also, this movie could have just done this for the entire runtime, and I'm not sure I would have noticed a difference. So sin for working harder instead of smarter, movie.
You changed the format of the entire show without consulting me. That's unacceptable.
She's right, of course, but Linda has forgotten what I'm sure the comments will remind her. This is a dumb comedy, so there's no point in caring about real expectations or consequences. Jeez, Linda, just let people have their fun.
Well, we knew we'd struggle to stop.
That's more than a start, considering it's supposed to be the day after launch, and you're looking at a chart that has the month's initials for 3 years on it and covers March of 09 to March of 2012. We must have jumped about 30 years into the future. This is the correct sheet that has the ratings numbers on it now, but immediately before, you were looking at a colorful bar chart, so it's clear this movie isn't funny.
It's total crap and they can't stop watching!
The Transformers movies.
Butter is nutritious and it tastes great.
You, movie. As Ron goes fully feral on live TV, everyone in the studio acts as if they can't turn off the cameras or cut to a different feed. The fact that a GNN news team isn't currently airing the rest of these famous news anchors for the ratings. Ron's perm from the previous scene is now gone, or combed so ferociously that it appears to be straight hair. And for those of us who have made severe perm choices in the past, we would have appreciated a little screen time dedicated to how he tamed those curls so perfectly.
You know what?
What?
I find it hot as shit.
Doing multiple kinds of assault with your window shades open and expecting us to believe this woman is intelligent.
If you want to change it, you can.
Like what?
Art areola?
That's worse.
The most integrity you will find in this movie is Jack's dedication to keeping up his side of the bet loss.
Okay, I'm very confused by what's going on here.
The Christopher Nolan movies.
Brian Fantana's world-famous Jimmy cabinet.
Is it famous for its inefficiency? You just have a single one of each type on display? And are you supposed to head over to this museum at work when the moment comes? Or more importantly, before the moment comes?
Look, it's not that you're not attractive.
Making me do double negative math to figure out if you're complimenting me. Making eye contact with an unseen audience while having sex. Entering your own office and not turning on a single light.
But if that story runs, then koala stock will plummet.
About 5 minutes ago, Linda and Ron weren't even dating. And now the movie is ramming this wealthy owner wants to determine the news story in. This movie is zooming through its plot points like it's doing a speed connect the dots contest. And not even one of those cool 100-dot ones. One of the primary school 10-dotters.
They're gonna love you.
Choosing to take Ron to meet your family or your neighbor's dog.
Please don't do this.
Now that Linda is Ron's lover, the movie will make her the docile sidekick willing to use her docile please voice with Ron rather than eat his face like the lioness we saw earlier. The movie thinks making fun of sexism, racism, and any other isms is funny, but doesn't realize that it's less funny when the movie actually is those things, as evidenced by how it writes the characters.
So your mom thought we should get together, spend a little time.
Veronica has been screaming at Ron about his horrific failures as a father, including putting him at physical risk, but now wants to drop off Walter without supervision. I think smells a bit like forced family vibes in your stupid movie cliche.
We're pulling that story, Brian.
What? Why? I worked hard on that story.
Watching the movie trying to have a plot all of a sudden is like watching my nephew decide to be a fancy dresser. You were wearing your sweatpants and a ripped Pacers shirt to Walmart a week ago. Stop wasting my time with the three-piece suits. I know who you are, Calvin.
Ron yelled at me.
Of course he did. We can't enter the last third of the movie until the conflict arises in all its cliche glory.
This is extremely gripping. Oh, he just hit a car! He just hit a car!
Getting this excited about a car chase when there might be an angel tornado out there saving souls and then immediately twirling them to heaven.
When did the news get awesome?
When are you going to leave the bar and wash your f***ing clothing, sir? You've been in the bar since Ron's first time going live at 2 a.m.
I mean, this is what I worry about.
That a school will somehow close with a child and a parent-adjacent adult locked inside? What a very specific and logic-defying worry. Why are there 2 of the terrible first day rating charts on this board? And why is one of them folded in half? Are the set designers in complete mode by this point? Lame tosses a cord that is not present in the next scene. So how did Ron actually fall? Movie does not care.
Stay classy, Ron Burgundy.
Not sure why Jack is so smarmy here when he threw that mic cord out without any kind of attempt to hide it. At least Tanya had her husband hire a third party to kneecap Nancy. If you can't even crime as well as Harding, you're in trouble, man.
One time I bit hard into a marble ashtray, thinking it was a savory waffle.
Couldn't you tell the ashtray wasn't hot like a waffle?
The only thing more frustrating than not sitting every piece of nonsense that comes out of these characters' mouths because it's intentionally dumb is when someone in the movie decides to sit it anyway. Stay in your lane, Brian.
Wait! Come back! I'm alone!
I'm not just upset that the movie is trying to have a third act crisis for this ridiculous man-child of a non-human. I'm also upset at how lazily and pointlessly it got here. Veronica happens to show up when the movie needs her to show up for Ron cliche.
Now drink your tea.
Being surprised when someone handles tea correctly.
Sharks don't have shoulders, Ron.
Well, not with that attitude, they don't.
I hope you eat lots of fish and people, Dobie.
Kids.
Well, yes. I can see.
Cool. I kind of assumed that's where we were headed. I'm glad the movie cut to a joke-free 10 seconds of bandage removal screen time to confirm it, instead of just getting back to its bullshit. There's one thing I hate more than ridiculous bullshit. It's making me take longer to get through it.
We've got an exclusive on the live feed.
Thinking having an exclusive live feed of a car pursuit will last long enough for you to get Ron on the air. Other stations will be on that shit faster than you can say sitcom mom severed penis white Bronco chase.
I've read a lot of news in my day, but it's taken me until now to realize what real news is.
Aw, Ron's grown a conscience and is realizing how he's hurting people and how he wants to be a better person and how
Also, one other thing. Koala Airlines is a really shitty airline.
And that's all the resolution we will get on that.
One more for old time's sake.
And that's all the resolution we will get on that.
Oh, don't worry. 4 against 1. This will be over fast.
Considering Walter was already walking towards the piano, I think the time constraint is already pushing toward time portal needed territory. So carry on however long you like. Sacha Baron Cohen decided to be in this. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler decided to be in this. Jim Carrey decided to be in this. Will Smith decided to be in this. Liam Neeson and the ghost of John C. Reilly decided to be in this. Kirsten Dunst decided to be in this. The movie decided Kanye West would be in this.
What the hell is that?
It's a gun from the future.
Fine, I take back the Ghostbusters sin from earlier because the movie has canonically made Brick a time traveler, but I don't have to like it. So I'm going to pretend it's actually for the giddy audaciousness of this 6-minute over-the-top news melee.
I was able to see in the future that you would do good.
I knew you had mind powers!
And I guess we're making every part of this movie's ridiculousness literal reality now? What is this, a Yorgos Lanthimos movie?
Dad, together we can defeat voodoo!
Sequel baiting. Brick and Brickette deciding to have their wedding on a freaking beach just so the movie could bookend its pointless Dobie reunion moment and its Baxter life-saving callback to the first movie. Only including one outtake in the credits and choosing this one.
That's going to chafe my willy.
These are first-rate flapjacks.
Too early for flapjacks?
Hey, remember? I was by myself and I had that dream about the orange tree, but instead of oranges, it had babies on it.
That was awesome.
Can I help you, guy?
I'm not your guy, buddy.
What do you think you're doing?
This ain't local news anymore.
That doesn't make sense. Freddie, come on. We're just brainstorming here. We're trying to figure out how to make the news less boring, and you act like we peed in your milkshake.
I drink it up! Is he a chicken? Are you a chicken?
Nobody calls me chicken.
I'm alone! Why have you done this to me, God? Why?
I surrender to your will!
I hope you eat lots of fish and people, Dobie.
Dobie is free.